The Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette wanted to honor the class of 2020 by highlighting some of this year's high school graduates. Get to know them a bit as they tell reporters a little bit about themselves.
How would you say that you've grown as a leader over the years for your classmates?
I feel like it was a struggle to begin with, but just the way people guided me here, Coach Hunsucker was a big help, and just building that confidence first and going off of that and kind of learning to be there for others. And it's a we thing, an us, not an I. So that's something I will take for my journey the whole time.
Yeah, as a person with autism, I was originally diagnosed with high functioning autism, similar to Asperger's, when I was about 5 or 6, and with autism it caused me to be a lot more socially, it gave me a lot more social, I had a lack of social skills, or at least a lot more than the average person, so I had a lot more trouble connecting with my peers, and oftentimes I was bullied and made fun of because of that. My mom actually transferred me to the Classical Academy because she had heard that it had a lot more welcome staff and students, and it was a lot better community. And when I actually went to the school and met the other classmates and teachers, I was actually blown away because the students were very welcoming, which allowed me to make new friends and learn at a better place and learn more, and even though it was a lot more challenging and still is challenging, I have a lot of people I could talk to and ask for help if I need it.
My name's Hutch Bailey, and I'm a senior at Fayetteville Virtual Academy. Well, I think that one thing that some high schoolers struggle with is a feeling of, kind of a rejection of this authority or cramping of your own individual flourishing. And so I would encourage my classmates to take on goals to kind of make your learning your own, and basically use high school in a way to achieve something there, so that way it doesn't kind of feel like this thing that's imposed on you.
Hi, I'm Irene Huang, and I'm currently a senior at Bentonville High School. So I think primarily my motivation for excelling academically would be my parents, but eventually after I realized what my personal goals were for college and for the future, I became more self-motivated, and I had teachers along the way that continued to push me to excel more. So I plan to attend Washington University in St. Louis in the fall and major in biology on the pre-med track. My initial interest in medicine developed from when I visited my great-grandparents in China a few years, not in junior high. And at that time, my great-grandma's memory had already began, becoming pretty bad, and so we would have to introduce ourselves to her daily in order for her to remember who we were. So at that point I decided that I wanted to pursue a career in medicine in order to be able to research in these fields and try to help others.
So how have you personally grown through high school by serving the immigrant community?
Personally, I feel like I've grown through high school. I feel like helping the immigrant community, and not just the immigrant community, but just the community as a whole, has allowed me to see things through a different perspective, and at school it has helped me connect with a lot of students much better. It has allowed me to create new friendships, relationships, and relate to other people who might share a similar story to mine, and so that was really helpful. I'm planning on going to the University of Arkansas, and I want to continue helping the community. It's just oh, high school's over, I'm done. I feel like it's just getting started. There's a lot of work to do here in Northwest Arkansas, not just with our immigrant community, but it's just connecting people with each other. I feel like sometimes you feel like you don't know your own community. It's we live in the same city, but I have never seen you before, so I think that's really important. to start doing.
So how big of a factor were your teachers, coaches, and the staff members at school in helping to shape your leadership development in high school?
They were a huge factor. I can definitely say each one kind of had their own thing that helped me. One was more towards like a leadership, in basketball and with other people, and some were a leadership to myself and kind of showing how I want to be. It's how other people are going to see me, and that's how I'm going to lead,
Yeah. Do you think that you still have room to grow in the future as a leader?
Oh yes, definitely. There's always room to grow for everything, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think I'm always going to be very goal-centered, goal-oriented. In college and higher education beyond, definitely I'm going to have to set goals for myself just to keep myself accountable as I hang out and engage in some of the more social aspects of college, but remind myself that I'm there for my studies and things like that. And then as far as my career, I'm excited to collaborate in groups and things like that and set goals together and brainstorm on what those goals may or may not be.